All right, my friends. Fantastic news. Oh my gosh, man. Huge win. Huge win. So, I uploaded my video yesterday of the Real Nigga Bible being free. And from that, I gained a new subscriber. And that subscriber also opted in to my free book. Now, that is actually a fucking momentous moment because I uploaded a video on YouTube. And here's the thing, I've gone weeks posting without getting a new subscriber. And posting to see videos get 8 views, 7 views, whatever it is. And it's like now I'm posting and I'm getting like a consistent like 10 views within 24 hours. So I actually have people who are watching my videos consistently. And the fact that somebody who I don't know, who has never found me on social media, they're not on my Instagram or Facebook or family friend, but they found me on YouTube and from there went and opted in, it's fucking awesome, dude. So I just want to say thank you. If you are watching this video, you know who you are. I appreciate that tremendously, and it means the world to me because it's such a massive milestone for me. I hear this entrepreneur named Joe Polish. He talks about this a lot. He talks about ELF marketing, and ELF stands for easy, lucrative, and fun. ELF marketing. And this is ELF marketing. It's automatic, and people are, opting in, and I'm building the asset of YouTube, and I'm building the asset of my email list, and then I'm building another asset, which is my second book. And at the same time, I work at a restaurant that I feel happy about right now. And it's a good place to settle in the meantime, to make sure I'm not going broke, to make sure I'm not fucking spazzing out and afraid of like missing payments when it comes to jujitsu or car shit, gas and food, and making sure that I can afford what it is that I want to do. So it's a good spot to be in where I'm like, okay, I have a system in place. The free book. It's easy. It's valuable. There's curiosity behind it. People download it instantly. And it's easy to share with others. It's easy to share with others. It gets people talking about it. So the way I look at it as well is, as long as I gain one more person who opts in on my email list for the Real Nigga Bible a day, that day's a win. That day is a win. And today, last night, I went to sleep at 4 in the morning. I'm watching Better Call Saul, and I'm on the last season, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so good. And I last I checked, I had 11 people on my email list. I woke up, I had 13. Now these are small numbers, but it may be small in numbers, but it's momentous in terms of progress. It's crazy how much I took for granted my email list in the past for my 5 a.m. call that I had. Took it for granted. I didn't see the value in it. But also, my heart was connected to that for sure. I loved it. I enjoyed it. And my heart is connected to this because I don't as well, but it's cool because I don't have to do any more work. Like, the value is already done. The system is in place. And I have something that's valuable. I'm going to keep talking about it, but I have something that people will talk about, and I don't have to do any extra work. They get the email automatically. It's beautiful, dude. It's the coolest, man. I am so happy. I feel so good. In the past 24 hours, I've gained 2 new YouTube subscribers. Again, we're talking small numbers, but momentous in terms of progress. I've gone so many days posting, losing subscribers as well. And it's like, hey, you know what? I enjoy doing this. I'm not in it for the, I guess you can say the numbers, but I like the numbers. The numbers are cool because I look at it, I'm like, wow, I actually have people who fuck with what I have to say. And working in the restaurant industry, these people don't understand me, right? I'm like this really nice guy. I'm very polite. I am very respectful, and I bring a completely different energy because I also work hard, and I am a yes man in terms of like, you need help, no problem, like I'll fucking do it, like positive attitude all day, no problem. And they're not used to this kind of like energy, but like I know who I am. I'm a motherfucking giant, bro. I'm a fucking giant inside and outside. I'm fucking 6 feet tall, bro. But I'm a motherfucking giant. And seeing people consistently watching my videos reminds me of how much of a motherfucking giant I am. It's confirmation again for me in terms of, yes, of course. Of course people watch my motherfucking videos, bro. Of course people fucking fuck with what I have to say because I have something valuable to say. Just because I'm in an environment that may not appreciate it as much, there are still people out there who still fuck with it tremendously. But I'm not tripping whatsoever. My job is a job. It's a good place for me to work. That's cool. It's fun. It's enjoyable. It's like relaxed for the most part. And it is a cool ass environment. It brings in my money. That's dope. And in the meantime, I get to work on things that just mean the world to me. And I am back into my creative flow, and writing my second book is so much fucking fun because it's story based, and I'm just letting loose and expressing myself fully. It's great because this video is a great outlet for me to speak and share my stories and all that kind of stuff and my life, and this resonates with me as well. But like, also writing my book gives me an even deeper expression for me to express myself even more fully. So even though I may not be expressing myself to the max at work in my environments that I'm in, not even like jujitsu even, but I love jujitsu tremendously. I love those people over there. It's just like the time constraints that we have. It doesn't really allow for like grand storytelling and full expression. And you know, I think have had I like if I'm able to really sink into like conversation for like an hour or two or three, then that will start to come out naturally with my jujitsu tribe because that is a really quality group of people. But I still get my fix through my creation, which is speaking on camera and also, writing. And it fills me up to fucking like massive levels, man. Exciting times, bro. This is just the beginning. It hasn't even been a week since I have made my book free, and I'm excited just to see it grow and build because I know the more people that get it, the more people are going to share it because it's a shareable book. It's just getting to that point. Like, what's the number to where it automatically is going to just start to exponentially grow? What number is that? Is it 100? Is it 50? Is it 1,000? Is it 1,500? I don't fucking know. But as long as I get one new opt-in a day, that's a fucking great day. It's a great day because progress has been made. I just need to get the book in the hands of people. That's it. And making it free and downloadable online was such a fucking great choice. And I also got to say, I have known about the free book strategy for just a little bit less than a year. I started writing my book. Probably I started being intentional about writing a book about a year ago actually. That was when I first started like getting serious about writing a book. I took a trip to Big Bear and I stayed at my sister's Airbnb. Big Bear is like it's in the mountains. It's very beautiful. I love Big Bear a lot. And I made the decision I was going to fast for 3 days, fast from technology and fast from food, and just like get really clear on what it is that I want. Because I gave a speech to my former high school because it was 10 years since I graduated high school, and I wanted to go share some knowledge with them. And when I was there, I was speaking to the main person who had booked me for that stage, and we started talking about basketball. And this man named Lavar Ball came up. Now, if you don't watch basketball, I'm going to give you a little bit of education. Lavar Ball has three sons, and two of those sons play in the NBA, and another one of those sons plays in like a really high level basketball organization as well. And the person who booked me for the stage for speaking to my previous high school, he was neighbors with LeVar Ball before he had his three kids. And LeVar spoke with full certainty in terms of where the future was headed for him in his life. He had predicted that he was going to marry someone tall, a tall woman. And he predicted that he was going to have three boys who were all going to fucking do well in basketball. Said this shit before it happened. Fucking manifestor like a motherfucker. Said that shit with certainty. And my connection used to commentate for LeVar's kids growing up and saw them grow up. They were next door neighbors. And this story was so inspiring for me because LeVar is like me in a sense, where he has a voice inside that is certain of what it wants. But the thing is, LeVar let that motherfucking voice shine through bigger than anyone's opinion. Because I also have that. And I'm like, damn, what is it that I have inside of me that I feel with full certainty that I just feel afraid of giving myself permission to go for? Because it's been beaten out of me through social conditioning, through society, through my peers and family, and all this kind of stuff, trauma related around the thing. There's so much layers on top of this. But like, what is it that's underneath that means the world to me, but I'm afraid to let shine through? So I went up to Big Bear to get clarity on what that was. And I'm like, all right, if I don't eat, that allows clarity for my mind. But the thing is, like, I wasn't in a great health position to be able to do that in terms of not eating. So my first night in Big Bear, I remember, dude, in the evening I started to get massive anxiety. I mean, fucking massive ass anxiety. Oh my gosh, it was so intense. And I wanted to order a pizza so bad. But I didn't have my phone. I wrote down the directions on a paper how to get to the fucking Airbnb. But there was something that was great. There was an Alexa device in the house, and there was a Ring camera. So I felt like If I really wanted to, I can get a hold of somebody. It took me a long time to be able to sleep that night, but I was able to go to bed. When I woke up the next morning, the anxiety did not subside. Real fucking intense. And I had to go outside and sit outside in the sun for like an hour, just breathing, trying to calm myself down. And it was not helping. And I was spiraling quickly into a panic. And I'm like, should I call the police, bro? Should I call the police? Like, fuck. Like, I don't know. I might have a medical emergency. Cause like at the time, I was dealing with health challenges. I was dealing with hyperthyroidism. Your thyroid is the gland in your body that's responsible for regulating stress. And I had sent it into overdrive from being broke while traveling. And that last 3 months of travel fucked me up. Like, because I was getting less sleep. Our travel schedule picked up even more, and like our stress levels were through the roof. Like broke as shit traveling in the new city. I don't know if you've never traveled like intensely, it's really tough. It can be really tough because especially when you're trying to build a business, because you want all of your cognitive resources going towards building the business. However, all your cognitive resources go towards packing your bags, booking the Airbnb, where am I staying, where's the closest like grocery store, how much are Ubers, how much is it like to eat out here, all this like all these little tiny things. And it's like you have to solve for all these little things. And then within a couple days you have to pack up again and go to a completely new place. It's great if you're financially stable. However, if you're trying to build a business at the same time, it's fucking ridiculously stressful. And like not getting much sleep and oh man, and it fucked me up. And I was fucked up for like 13 months with hyperthyroidism. So I'm dealing with this while I'm in Big Bear, and I turn on the TV and I start watching some Netflix, and I'm like just trying to take my mind off of like the panic that my body is going through. And then after a while, I was like, fuck it, bro. I'm calling 911. So I instructed Alexa to call. And it wasn't connected to like a phone line. So I was like, fuck, bro. What am I going to do? So I hit the ring doorbell, and it went to my brother-in-law, and I said, bro, can you please send me some food? Like I came up here with like no food, no money, no fucking cell phone. Like please, can you just like have some food delivered to me? And he's like, what, you went up there with no money and no food? I was like, yes, I know. I was trying to get clarity, but all I got was fucking panic attacks. So he sent some food up for me. He called like Instacart, and I was grubbing, dude, and that fucking relaxed me. But now I was able to really think, and I was like, okay, for me, what's important for me is like I want to speak on stages. Like I want to like that's it. Like that's what it is. Like in my motherfucking heart of hearts, like it's all about speaking on stages. That's it. Like unequivocally, that's what the fuck I want to do. And I was like, all right, so what am I gonna do? Well, I need to ask for help because how can I build a life, or how can I build my career of speaking on stages? So I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna reach out to the richest person in my network, which is a man named Roland Frazier, and I'm gonna ask him for help. And so I started to devise a question. And the question was, if you were starting over at the age of 27, because I was 27 at the time, at the age of 27, and you were building your career from scratch through the use of speaking on stages, knowing what you know now, where would your focus be? And Roland said, when I came down the hill and I texted him this question, he said that he would focus on companies that bring in new people at high volume and high frequency, meaning they're constantly bringing in new people, so he's not consistently talking to the same audience. And I was like, okay, so I'm gonna think about how I can do that for myself. And he said, colleges always have people who are, graduating every, semester and trimester, maybe go through the route of colleges. And I was like, oh, that's so smart. I'm like, the easiest way I feel like for me to get booked on stage at a college, because I don't have a degree, is for me to have a book. So that's why I decided to start writing a book. So I started writing and writing and writing, and months upon months upon months. And then I like put it on pause for a little bit, took some mushrooms, ended up writing a completely different book. The Real Nigga Bible is born. And now I sit here a year later after I started my book writing process, an author to a book I never expected to be an author to. But it actually worked out really well. Um, and I want to use this book to be able to build stages for me. I build my own stage and become so undeniable that now people start to begin to reach out to me. And I know that's going to take time, and that's totally fine. But as long as I have my own stage that's successful, that's what I want. And it's a slow build, but we're getting there. We are on track towards me living the life that I want to live. And that's why this feels fucking incredible for me. Each person who opts in is a seat that's filled in the future when I'm speaking on my own stages. Now, granted, not everybody who opts in is going to go to my events, but once my email list gets big enough, it'll get to the point where I'll be able to sell out some shit. I almost said that's where the fun starts to happen. But nah, dude, the fun is right now. The fun is already happening. I'm building a life that I want to live. And this was a big reason why I had to step away from my last business. Because of the structure of that business it wasn't necessary for me to be the biggest who I can be. The structure of the business didn't call for that. So I had to walk away. I had to step away. The fucking courage to walk away from something that seems like it's life changing. And it is life changing. And to look that in the face and say, nope, that's not for me. I just know it's not for me. That's for somebody else. And the courage to walk away from that, to go dark on social media for a full year, to just dive in deep into myself and to process the travel, to process my experiences, to be in this very motherfucking chair that I'm sitting in right now and journaling and figuring it out and smoking weed and going to fucking drive to watch the sunset every night and coming up with my own life principles and being broke as fuck. And I remember one time I stayed a night over my friend's house for a couple days, and I knew I did not have gas to get me back to where I needed to go. I didn't have gas to get me home. And 2 or 3 days went by when I'm like, I gotta ask them for gas money to get home once I'm done. And I waited to the very last fucking second to ask for the money. And I said I would pay them back. And they were like, no problem. They gave me $20. I drive to the gas station and I'm looking at the candy aisle. I'm looking at the Snickers and the Sour Patch and the Milky Ways and all this kind of stuff, the fucking bags of Skittles. And I'm like, I can't afford any of this. I have $20 to my name. Sure, I can buy one of these candy bars, but that would be so fucking irresponsible. I put the full 20 on my gas tank. Because I believed that there was something better for me, even though I didn't know what that was. I didn't know what that was. And I was processing the grief of my former business partner, we were best friends, still good friends to this day. And just the difficulty of the uncoupling, and here we are on a path that means more to me than the path that I was on. I made that leap even though I didn't know where that leap would lead me. And now I'm doing something that I am connected with, that I love. I took that risk. Because I believed that there was something better for me out there, and I wasn't willing to settle for anything less than that. I wasn't willing to settle for anything less than a life that I felt good about. Because what's the point of living a life if I don't feel good about the life that I live? What's the point? What's the point? You tell me I just have to tolerate being alive and disliking my experience of being alive? That's ridiculous. I'm not signing up for that. No, absolutely not. That's that's not the world. That's not the life that we have to live now. The world is different than it used to be. Entrepreneurship wasn't as readily available to our parents' generation or even our older siblings' generation. Kind of at this Goldilocks. That's like the wrong word, but we'll use it for now. Kind of like this like Goldilocks moment in time where things have changed drastically. The older generation does not understand it because they had to make sacrifices. They had to make decisions sacrificing fulfillment for security. They were forced to take on jobs that they did not want to take on. And with the internet boom, suddenly living a life that connects with you has become more readily available to a lot of people. And the challenge that we face are the voices of the previous generation who are very certain about what life is. But that's what life is for them. We are very fortunate as a generation. We are very fortunate. We have a great opportunity in front of us to be able to live a life that we want to live. The choice to be able to do that. We're very lucky. And we must remind ourselves of how lucky we are and sit in that gratitude and be grateful for the little things that we have. And not to shake our fist at the world. But to be like, fuck, dude, I look at the world for what it is, and I may not be able to change the world, but I can change my motherfucking self. And I'm gonna put my energy and my focus and my attention towards being the best that I can be and living a life that's the best for me. Marcus Aurelius, Stoic, a philosopher and Roman emperor, said, "Waste not another second about what a good man is, and instead be one." Did I get that right? It said, don't waste another second arguing about what a good man should be, and instead be one. Something along those lines. So yeah, sure. I don't have much money right now, but fucking happy as fuck, bro. And this isn't those money doesn't buy happiness kind of things, because money does buy happiness. It does. If a loved one ends up in a hospital and you have the money to afford their care, you just bought yourself some happiness. If you have, I'll give you an example for me. I got a lot of motherfuckers, a lot of friends. I don't say a lot of friends. I have a core group of motherfuckers who I really fucking fuck with, who live in other sides of the world. Austin, Texas, New York, Australia, Norway, London, Germany. Yeah, those were like the main ones. The Netherlands. I got niggas who live out there, but I can't afford to go see them. If I had enough money, I would pay to go see them, and money just bought me happiness. So, yeah, I don't need money to be happy, but money does help out in terms of increasing happiness points. For sure. For sure. Without a doubt. For sure. Money should not be seen as evil. I just think that not all money is created equally. Because making money doing something that I enjoy doing, even if it's less, that money sits well in my body more than high pressure sales at the gym. I remember one time there was a woman who came in with her son. I was working at the gym. And she was saying he wants to try it out. I don't want to get him a membership unless he really likes it and stays consistent with it. And I wasn't taking this for an answer. She's told me no like 8 times. I'm messaging, instant messaging my manager, saying she doesn't want to buy it, and he goes, all right, then just give up then. I'm like, come on, bro, I'm not just gonna give up now. And I pushed and I pushed and I pushed. She must have said no 12 times, bro, and then she bought. And that still haunts me to this day when I think of it. I wish I didn't push that hard. That was fucked up. And the thing is, I didn't even make money from that sale, bro. Even if I did, it would have been like $20. Yeah. I think it's important for the energy in which I receive money feels clean for me, feels good for me. Yeah. I remember it was New Year's Eve, and I was working as a bar back at the restaurant that I was working at. A bar back is someone who just makes sure that the bartender has everything they need. Cut up fruit, they're filled up with their bottles, their glassware is washed and polished, aka dried. And I was at a poppin' ass bar on New Year's Eve. And that night I made $150 in tips in cash. And the very next day, I go on my lunch break, and there's a guy sitting outside with his guitar. I've seen this guy many times over the years, and he's singing his little heart out. And I'm like, oh man, I want to give him some money. But I want to give him like a good amount where it feels good for him and it feels good for me. So I'm like, maybe I should give him like $40. I was like, $40. It doesn't feel like it's substantial. I'm like, should I give him $100? Like $100, like fuck, man. But I still feel like, I don't know, it's a little. Is that too much? is it too little? I don't know. I don't know, too little, but like, is it too much? Or like, I can still give more though. And I had this debate. I'm debating. Should I give him $20? Like, I made this money last night. Like, I can, use this for something else. I said, fuck it. I'm gonna give him all of it. And towards the end of my lunch break, I pulled out all my motherfucking money and I gave it to him. And I did that for a couple reasons. I did that to see how would I view myself after doing an action like that, because I've never done that before. How would that change the way I see myself? And also, I wanted to test something because I hear that you can get more by giving more. And I was like, what? How will the universe reward me for giving to this man? And at the same time, I was just like, it didn't feel good for me at the time that I made this amount of money, like off of people getting drunk. It just didn't matter to me. I was like, I want to give to creativity. That's what I want to give to. And I didn't care about the money. I forget how the universe rewarded me. I think I feel like eventually I got my reward back from the universe from giving to creativity through the Real Nigga Bible. I published it in February, but I was never planning on publishing it. I planned on really just having like a little small little pamphlet for people just to give out for free. It was not my intention to make it a published book. That was never the intention. I almost gave up on it. I remember I was doing yoga and I was looking on Amazon and Amazon still hadn't published it. And I said, fuck this, dude. I've been waiting for fucking weeks for this to publish. Fuck this. And I fucking archived it. And I was like, here, I'll just turn it into a PDF and I'll send it to like a couple people. And I sent it to like two people and I was like, let me send it to a couple more people. I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna send this out to a bunch of people. Fuck it, dude. Like, this was gonna be something that was just gonna be funny, like a little funny surprise. Fuck it, here. It's yours. And then I got so much fucking love from it. I was like, let's fucking go through a different publisher, I guess. Like, let's go through Barnes and Noble. Barnes and Noble approved it in like 48 hours, something like that. And I was like, oh fuck, I'm a published author now. And I feel like that's the way the universe gave back to me. Was rewarding my creativity. And here we are. I'm so happy about it. I'm so happy about it. And I'm creating more. This is who I am, dude. I'm a motherfucking artist. I'm innovative. And I'm happy to have you part of the journey. You get to be part of this process. We get to experience it together. And I think that's beautiful, dude. Because I hope that it inspires you. I hope that you get some great value from it. There's this girl I follow on Instagram. I don't even know how I came across her. But her name is Florence Given. And she speaks mostly to women. But you go to her Instagram, it's like everything's like pink and like visually pleasing and aesthetically pleasing. And like she is so herself. And she's releasing a new book coming out soon. And she's talking about her book and she loves it. And like her writing her book and sharing her book inspired me to continue writing my second book. Because I took a pause on my second book because I was solving other issues in terms of like my money issues. But like now that's solved and like my brain is processing like, okay, I'm in a good position. I can settle in. I don't have to worry about where my money's going to come from. That's that problem solved. Now I can put my focus towards my creative shit. And it just reminds me, man, like the universe is always working on time. It's always on time. Even if it doesn't feel like it. But in hindsight, it's like, damn, everything happened exactly as it was supposed to. So she fucking inspired me, bro, just by her living her truth. And I hope I do the same for you. I feel pretty confident that I do. If you're watching my videos right now, bro, this early on, I feel confident that I'm having some kind of impact in your life. And that makes me feel so fucking good, dude. That makes me feel so good. Even though it's not like directly my intention, it's cool that it's like a sidebar. Because I do this selfishly for me because it feels good for me. It feels good for me to teach. It feels good for me to talk about the things that are going on in my life. It feels good for me to write. It feels good for me to talk about what's going on. And like it's cool how just these things that naturally feel good for me happen to also make a positive impact. And I've been saying on social media I don't care about making an impact, I care about being myself, but the truth is it does feel good to like that how that is like a side thing that happens from me being who it is I am. The impact that I'm making. How that's like a cool benefit. It's like a perk. And I think that naturally shines through because of all the work I've done on myself over the last 9 years. This year is going to mark 10 years since I've been in personal development. November of this year. It's currently April. So in about, what is that? 7 months, it'll be 10 years since I have been in personal development. Reading books, psychedelics, float tanks, Tony Robbins events, Grant Cardone, sales books and going to his 10X conference. Investing so much fucking money and time and effort and energy into myself and my own education, the risk that I took for the education I've gained. Ah! The fucking risks I took for the fucking education I've gained. Oh my god, did I take massive risks for the education. Massive financial risks. And I pulled it off. And now it's a part of who it is I am. And that naturally shines through without any effort all these years later. And I'm going to continue to pour into myself and continue to learn. And just from the state of me being myself, just naturally making a positive impact through the things that I've learned. The effort I put in. I'm so grateful to myself, bro. I'm so grateful to myself. Fuck, it's such a good day, bro. Fuck yeah. I appreciate you tuning in. If you haven't got the Real Nigga Bible yet, it's free. Just click the link in the description. Share it with a friend. If you've already read it and you enjoyed it, if it made you laugh, if it made you chuckle, hey, share it with someone who you think would actually appreciate it because they will. Talk soon. Dude, I just got out of the shower. It's 2:16 a.m. I got home from work around 1:40 a.m. and I walked through those doors and I put my stuff down and grabbed my joint, lit that shit, took a couple puffs, uploaded my YouTube video, and then went to go check how many people have subscribed to the email list since I was at work. And I had one more person who opted in. So today I had 3 new opt-ins. I had 3 new opt-ins And then I went to work and I had another one. So today I had four opt-ins. I think. Is that right? I think that's right. I woke up to some opt-ins and that was really cool, dude. And it's like 14 people. And for me, it's like, hey, as long as I get one a day, as long as I get one a day, that's what matters. Because what matters is momentum. Momentum matters. And just that one makes a massive difference. A massive difference. I would rather have one each day than to have like one day three, one day four, one day five. I would rather have the consistency of one at the very least. So when I woke up today and I saw that, I said, dude, today's already a great day. Like I already won today. And that was such a great, foot to start my day on. And it's cool, dude. 14 people, bro. Because I know there's a point where the momentum really catches. And I get to see the early stages and just appreciate it as much as I can. I do my best because it's like, like the journey is so incredible, but I lose sight in terms of like how much I'm gonna actually appreciate these days in the future and just be like, dude, look at you, man. And I know my future self is gonna be so proud of me looking at me now and seeing how much gratitude I showed for the journey. I already know. I already know I'm looking at myself proud. So then I hopped in the shower and I had this idea that came to mind. I've been posting on Instagram on my stories very consistently, and I've just been expressing my personality. Now, before I used to get like 120 people who watched my Instagram stories, and like sometimes I would get into like 200, and that was like really good. And that's when I knew my story was on fire. Just like I had my best memes, it was all lined up. I mean, bro, it was like I hit the little algorithm for that day, and then my story gets more views. However, I have been posting my real self on my page. Like today, I posted that I'm going to get a vasectomy in 2 weeks. And like it's just honest. And I also posted how I I beat myself up over this a lot. Like I feel like I have a lot of like social anxiety, and I spend a lot of time in resistance to that social anxiety, and I want to come out of my shell, but like my body just won't let me. And I think that might be just has maybe that has to do with just the environment that I'm in. I don't know. I have no clue, man. I I think I just walk around with this belief that like I have to win people's like love. Like people don't just love me for me. People only love me when I see a smile on their face. And it makes me, Just it just makes me anxious as shit, bro. And I talked about anxiety today, which is something that I experience a lot. You can see in my vlogs, there's nobody else in my vlogs but me. I am not like hanging out with anybody. I don't hang out with my family. I just go to work and I go to jujitsu. I'll hang out with my jujitsu people at jujitsu, but nowhere outside of jujitsu. But yeah, dude, I do. I I learned to love being with myself because it's very safe, and I feel like I have fallen in love with with myself. Like I love just being with myself. Like I love being with myself. I'm for sure like uh, there are some loner qualities there, and I don't think that's a negative like thing at all. I think if you can enjoy your own company, bro, like that's beautiful because not everybody can enjoy their own company, you know. I have trouble enjoying other people's company. I can't force myself otherwise, but like I don't like most people. And that doesn't mean that I don't wish them well. Of course, I wish them well. Of course, I want them to succeed in what's important for them. Of course. But I don't like most people. And I think it's just a difference in values. That's all it is. I value things much different than a lot of people. But that doesn't mean like my values are better. I don't look at myself as better than these people. I just think we're just not compatible with each other. And I have trouble letting myself loose around these people. That's what it is. That's why I feel a lot of anxiety because I know that I don't belong intuitively. Like, it's not like I consciously decided. It's like I'm always listening to my body, and my body is just always gives me wisdom. I'm a very intuitive person. My body gives me a tremendous amount of wisdom. And I have to listen to it, bro. I have to listen to it. Not like gun to my head, but it just, I can't imagine a life where I'm not listening to my intuition. Because my intuition is way more intelligent than I am. My intuition is what told me to walk away from that, you know, once in a lifetime project a couple years ago. And here I am, 14 people on my email list, happy as fucking shit, dude. Happy as shit. I love the journey that I'm on, man. I love it. But like my intuition was just telling me, like, hey, bro, you should like exit from this, even though you don't know what's the next steps after this. And I listened. I'm always listening. So yeah, I posted about the vasectomy on Instagram, and that's my intuition, bro. It's saying, no, dude, like there's a it's not like telling me logically, but there is a reason why I was not gifted with speaking to women. I think it's my I think my duty relies in like the world must see like the best that this person can do. I think the universe wants the world to see me at my fullest potential. And the thing is, I feel like having a child would immediately cut that by half at least. And I know people do a lot of things for their children, but I think that's so backwards to take my mind away from my fucking art, bro. And I know there's plenty of people who are successful and they have kids. I know. But in, like, bro, like logic is just not penetrating through. It's just my intuition's just saying get a vasectomy. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it. I just listen. That's crazy, bro. But that's how I operate. Nobody can make sense of it. Not even me. We're all on this ride, seeing this together. Like I'm in the same fucking roller coaster as you. Like, well, what is this man capable of? But like a big one as well in terms of like children, man. There's so many examples that I can point at in my life of a couple who should not be together anymore and they have a child and they stay together for the child. But even if they don't stay together for the child, the fact that you're tied to this person for the rest of your life. And I think about girls that I like finished inside. And I think if I had a child with either of those women, oh my gosh, it would be a fucking nightmare, bro. It would fuck my whole fucking life up entirely. Entirely. Yeah, man. There's a lot that goes into it. There's also like I I also feel like there's no way that my child would be greater than me. I know that's really egoic to say. I understand. That's super fucking narcissistic to say. That's like, wow. I am aware of that. However, I feel like I would be disappointed. I know we're going deep here. I know we're in some tense waters right now. But I also feel like I would resent my child. I know, bro. Ooh, you feel that? You feel that tension? Yeah, there's a lot, man, that I just feel like it is not a good idea. So I'm just listening to my intuition, bro. That's it. And I'm just like, I keep in mind that there are people out there who are really fucking high quality. I'm just not likely to meet them in a bar. When I say that, it's like, duh, duh. But it's cool, dude. I'm grateful nonetheless, man. I'm grateful as fuck, bro. Like it's a good situation and there are positives and negatives to everything. No matter what the situation is. The truth is I am actually really happy to be where I'm at. It's the best for now. And I know my day's coming. I just need to be patient, chill out, relax, enjoy my time, and just let my book slowly build. Slowly build. If all I get is one subscriber a day for the next 90 days, I'll have 90 subscribers. But like, not just subscribers, like opt ins for my book. Well, I'll have more than 90 subscribers. I would have 104 subscribers or people who opted in. And of course, out of that 104 people, who's going to tell their friends about it? It's just like, it's slow, but bro, it's about to fucking catch more momentum slowly but surely. More people sharing it with each other, more and more and more and more people. Like I've set it up in a way to where it can go viral now. The easiest way for it to go viral. And oh yeah, I forgot to close this loop about um, I post on my Instagram story every day, and I only have like 30 people now who see my stories, but I'm building like a really strong relationship with these 30 people. It's possible that maybe half of those people like despise me, and but like maybe the other half like really fucking like actually watches and loves it. And I'm like, bro, I have so many stories on my from my Instagram story. Why don't I just take those fucking stories and turn them into reels? The work's already done, and they're interesting stuff. And instead of reaching 30 people that won 24 hours ago, now I can reach people outside of my following. And then when people click my profile and they see the realniggabible.com in my bio, this is what I'm saying, bro. Like, dog, it's a done deal, bro. It's a done deal. I have so many Instagram stories, bro, already. And it's entertaining because I am just being myself. I am just being who it is that I am. And I'm just sharing that. But like, I fully know that I am a very entertaining character simply because I am me. You don't know anybody else who was like me. You don't. There's some people who are like, oh man, I was at this event today and this lady done said I remind her of her brother. I said, I said, man, he must be hilarious. You can tell she was so annoyed. She was so annoyed. But yeah, man, like there's like a group of people who just think I'm like the corniest cornball. Like there are people who think I'm just a fucking cornball, bro. Like I used to work with this girl, and like she would ask me questions, and the questions she asked me like gave me insight to like how she sees me in her head. She's like, Greg, were you in theater and like drama in high school? I was like, no, I was on the basketball team. But like, there's like a there. I feels like there's like a knowingness of like the people who were in theater were like the weird kids in school, like but like who weren't cool, like the drama theater. At my school, at least, they weren't cool. And then she asked me, she says, Greg, what kind of student were you in high school? She's like, were you like one of the like, were you like a loner or like high school or whatever? She said some shit. I said, nah, I was prom king. She said, really? Yeah, dude. There are people who are like, this guy is the biggest fucking cornball, and that's fine. That is totally fine. That's totally fine because like there are people who actually see like the genius in me. There, and you know who those people generally are? They are people who fucking think for themselves, work hard, naturally seek out better knowledge for themselves, care about living a better life for themselves, are intentional about their lives, people who understand that we have this one life to live and actually understand the depth of that. Like the people who I feel are doing something with their lives are the people who recognize me. When I was in the shower right now, I was like, bro, I have so many older successful entrepreneurs that believe in me. Like it clicked in my head. I was like, I have a lot of motherfuckers that believe in me. And for me, I think about it like this. It's like, hey, game recognized game. Like for this many successful people to see something in me, and I resonate a lot with these people, and then to see like there are people who just like think I'm like the biggest cornball. And it's like, I don't care about your fucking, like, I don't need your fucking validation or like your opinions or anything, bro. Like, I know who resonates with me. And if you aren't that, well, it's like you're not someone I want to connect with in the first place. But that's not, I don't, I want to be really intentional about not making myself seem like I'm better because I work like on myself. Like this lifestyle wasn't like chosen by me. Like it was chosen for me. I got fucking very fortunate, dude. I got very fortunate that I had my brain and I was where I was at a specific time in my life. 19 years old, in my fucking brother-in-law's, no, at this time I was 18 years old, in my brother-in-law's fucking Porsche, as he took me to community college, listening to Tony Robbins. And I wasn't receptive to it at first. But when I hit a depression the next year, I was open to it for sure. And it changed my fucking life, bro. It opened me up for like new possibilities. And the thing is, like, other people, they hear that same kind of information on the internet. It's kind of hard to like miss at, at this point, I feel. And they actively say no. Maybe their brain isn't like meant for this. My brain just so happened to like really resonate with this. So I consider it luck. You can say, but Greg, you chose it. Yeah, I guess so. But like, that's only because it just felt like it was way better than what else was being presented to me. It's like you're going on in life and you have two decisions that are in front of you, and one of them leads you to a better life and one of them doesn't. Of course, every time I'm going to take the option for the choice that leads me to a better life. Of course I am. Duh. Why should I feel bad about making that decision? But not just that, but like, to me, it's so simple, but not everybody thinks that way. And this is not one of those things in terms of, if everybody thought like me, the world would be a better place. I remember there was one guy I used to hang out with who he really believed that the world would be a fucking shitty ass place if everybody thought like him. And yeah, even with me, dude, like, I don't think I'm like the smartest fucking person, bro. I don't think everybody should think like me. I think everybody should think for them fucking selves. That's it. That's the only thing I'm doing out here, bro, is just thinking for myself. Not looking for guidance on how I should live. Because, well, the universe always provides. The universe always has me exactly where I'm supposed to be. Yeah. Anyway, I have some Better Call Saul to watch.